started with our 11 a.m. webinar. Okay, for those who are joining us for the first time, okay, this is a daily webinar where Jin will be walking through with you his thoughts and ideas for a specific currency pair each day. So we have this session every day at 11 a.m. Okay, today's Monday. He'll be covering Australian dollar and New Zealand dollar. Tomorrow, Tuesday, he'll be covering the euro. Wednesday, the British pound. Thursday, Japanese yen and gold. And lastly, Friday, Canadian dollar and oil. Okay, so usually we do a poll, okay, to see who is new and who's not. But I think based on today's names, okay, all of you are not the first time, so I will save you the hassle from running that poll today. Okay, so today Jin will be speaking about Australian dollar and New Zealand dollar. He will take us through different time frames. So this will be very beneficial for those of you who are trading as well as those who are investing long term. Okay, he will be going through what could move prices, some possible trade ideas, and highlighting the potential risks and targets for each trade idea. Okay, but just as a disclaimer, please remember to do your analysis before entering any trades. Okay, a short introduction about myself. I'm Jonathan and I've known Jin for 4 years, first as a student, then a trader and coach with LCMS, and now a business partner. Jin has helped me along with my trading journey to attain consistency, and I'm sure he'll do that for you as well. Okay, so Jin runs LCMS Traders, where we conduct our trainings. Okay, and Forex Briefcase, which is our managed account service. I'm sure most of you are already on board both. Okay, where he trades an AUM of over 7 million USD. Apart from that, he has also been invited to speak on many stages globally, and I'm sure some of you have attended these sessions and are here because you have seen him there. Okay, so before I pass the time over to Jin, okay, I would still like to know where you guys have came from. Okay, so I will just launch that poll right now. The meetup guys have disappeared. They meeting someone else up.
Who's that? Who's that one person who is from a friend's shared, or 2% now? I like your friend. I like your friend who's been sharing this. I like you as well. I like your friend who's been sharing this. If you came in from a friend's link, put up your hand. I mean, if you don't have your video on, then put up your hand virtually. Okay, no one's gonna admit to that.
Secret friends. Okay, Jin, I think most of them has polled.
Alrighty.
So I think, yeah, you can get started.
Okay. So good morning, everyone. We are on Facebook Live in the Forex Trading Asia group. We are live on Zoom as well. I'm not on Instagram Live this time round. Too many things to handle, right? So it is a Monday morning. Today we'll be talking about the Aussie and also the Kiwi dollar. What I'll probably do before all this is, as Andy was asking, we'll cast our mind back a couple of days over the past weekend and into Friday, talk a bit about the non-farm payrolls, because that's actually driving how the market and what the prices are doing, will be doing for the week coming up and have been doing as well. So I already see questions coming in quite quickly, so that's good. I'll get to that question. How Aussie dollar is being affected by China's data. I'll come to that. Hi, Alfred. How are you? Looking good. All right. So let's get started straight away without delay. Forex Factory, Daniel, give me a thumbs up if you can see it. Good stuff. All right, so jumping straight into the data, what we saw on Friday. So unfortunately we did not do a live trading session on Friday. We didn't get that 30 votes. We got 27. We didn't get 30 votes to get to that live trading session. So make sure you join into the club and vote so that we get more trading sessions coming up. So what we had on 8:30 p.m. on Friday night last week, the non-farm payrolls came out. Previously, they adjusted from 0.4% to 0.5%. So average hourly earnings was 0.5, came out expected to be 0.5, came out at 4.7. So a very, very big jump in average hourly earnings. So people getting paid more per hour. Okay. However, the adjusted was 701K. It was adjusted to 870. Expected 22 million, came out at 20.5 mil. So although it's a green number for non-farm payroll, it's actually still terrible, right? So imagine last month you had minus 870. This month you have minus 20,505,000, right? So it's looking at a very bad number despite it being better than expected. It's only slightly better than expected, but still very bad from previous month. And then unemployment rate went from 4.4%. Expected 16, came out at 14.7. So again, better than expected, slightly better than expected, but a lot worse than previous. So because of this, what we saw in the market was when the news first got released, not much movements, because everyone's like, wait, it's good news. It's good news because the numbers came out green. But if you looked into the data, you looked further into it, you would think, hang on, it's good numbers, better than expected, but it's terrible than previous, right? It's terrible than previous numbers. So it's actually good numbers, but it's actually very bad for the economy. We did not see straight away a big jump in the weakness of the US dollar because we already expected. I've been talking about it the whole of last week. This bad numbers was already slightly priced in. I'm expecting that weakness in the US dollar, so there wasn't that big jump. The only confusing part was, why were people earning more? Why was average hourly earnings more than, so much more than previous or expected? I was looking into that data. I couldn't really find that real reason, but I was actually thinking that, for those people who are working, will probably get paid more because they're probably doing a lot more work than everyone else, right? So a lot less people working, a lot less people working, but those who are working was probably paid more. That's why we probably saw an increase in average hourly earnings. However, the number of people working dropped. All right, so in overall view, what we still saw was, this was supposed to drive US dollar weaker. And we spoke about it through length last week about how this data was likely to make US dollar weaker. Now I'll jump into the charts and we'll see the impact. We'll quickly run through all the currency pairs to look at the impact of how it drove US dollar because of this news. And then after that, we'll jump into the Aussie and then the Kiwi. All right, so you see my charts? Daniel, you see the charts? Good, thumbs up. All right, so just a quick jump. Aussie, we are seeing a weakness in the US dollar. Kiwi, weakness in the US dollar. I'll jump to that later, talk more detail. Euro, we did see that slight weakness coming up. Euro pound is still at that level. Pound US dollar, we do see that move higher. So weakness in the US dollar. You see that for US yen, we did see that move higher. So, that's going to be interesting. I'll talk to you more about that when we talk about the yen on Thursdays. Euro yen did move higher, pound yen moved higher a lot. It's bounced off a support level and gone straight up. So a lot to talk about there. Gold is still in that range. CAD has tried to come down lower, hasn't really moved. Actually, it's still in the zone, and oil has recovered, but it's still in that 25 region. So CAD, why it hasn't really moved? It's again because on that same day, on Friday, we also had bad news. Bad news from bad employment numbers from Canada, where unemployment rate went from 7.8% to 13, so almost doubled, right? And then employment change went from minus 10K, from minus 1 to almost minus 20. So we see that Canada also has employment numbers being twice as bad, which is why we didn't see any strength in the Canadian dollar or any significant weakness in the US CAD. So that has sat there because they pretty much counter each other's move, and so it's set in that range. Still looking for it to either break lower or possibly bounce up. I'll tell you more about that on Friday next week or this week. Okay, so we have seen that impact of how the non-farm payrolls have affected the US dollar, right? So straightforward, we've seen some weakness. In the yen, we have seen a bit of a different move, and that's actually quite interesting in terms of how currency has been flowing between the US yen, between the US and also the reserve currencies. Now we'll look into Aussie. All right. Let me take that line away. So remember, if you have any questions, please feel free to put them into the chat on Zoom. If you are watching us live on Facebook in Forex Trading Asia, put them in the comments. Say hi. Put the questions in the comments. One of the guys with the spiffy backgrounds will be watching and also, letting me know if there's any questions from there. Okay, so Aussie US. Looking at it on the daily time frame now. Let me get that away. I'll zoom out a little bit, and then now we see that what Aussie US has been doing. It's set, for the whole of pretty much last year. It's set at above the 0.6747 level. Broke below that in January, came all the way down in March at 0.5600 level in March, and then now it's bounced straight back up and it's broke through 0.6475. So it's above the 6475 level now. I do think that in the longer term, we could see the Aussie go back and test 0.6747, test that region, and possibly break upwards again. I think that that's just slightly above the 0.6747 level, in that range is Australia's sweet spot in terms of trade, in terms of how they want the strength, the balance between the strength or the weakness of the Australian dollar, to encourage trade and to stimulate the economy. So that's why we have seen it moving, progressively moving higher. That's also because of how the US dollar has been printing bad economic numbers, how it's been affected by the virus again, and then it's pushed the Aussie dollar higher. I had a question about how the China data affects Aussie dollar. China and Australia are close trade partners. So as they're close trade partners now, what we see is China is recovering from what I've read. They are recovering from the impacts of the virus. We have seen on news reports that they are almost ramping up or doubling their production levels, trying to ramp up or trying to double their production levels to catch up to the shortfall they have experienced over the past couple of months. So as China tries to push up production, push up manufacturing, what they're going to demand is a lot of raw resources, raw material coming from one of their major trading partners, which is Australia, right? So we could see that the Aussie dollar being pushed up a little bit more because of the demand for Aussie dollar, and also the Aussie economy doesn't seem to be as badly hit compared to the US dollar from the virus. We have a lot less cases in Australia, so we could see that move higher. We could see that move higher, towards retesting the 6747 level. However, if I jump into the H4, what you want to be a bit more careful. What I want to be a bit more careful is it needs to break above this level. It needs to break above this level of 6565, 0.6565 before possibly thinking it's going to go higher. So right at this point now, before it goes higher, I had been quite liberal with how I drew my lines. So like last week, we were saying that it was going to go up before coming back down and shooting back up again. It actually did go up. It came down before going back up. So I'm going to be a bit more careful with how I stretch my lines, not overstretch it, because at this point now, although, we said that we actually saw a 60 over pip drop, my line was actually about 130. So I'm looking at double that amount. With the market nowadays, we are likely to see more movements, but the volatility of it is probably going to be a bit lower because news is going to be priced in, things are going to be priced in. We're not going to see as much. We're going to see more movements, but not a big variance. You know what I mean? So if you're taking notes, note that down. We're going to see more movements, but we're not going to see big swings. Okay, so that's why I do think that we're going to go up, but it's probably going to happen quite progressively. So it's going to, if you follow my mouse, it's going to zigzag. It's going to zigzag, probably zigzag upwards. Okay, so that's the Aussie. But look into the Kiwi. All right, Kiwi, we again, same thing. On the daily time frame, expected it to drop and then shoot back up because of non-farm payrolls. What actually happened was it sat there at that level and shot up. So in the medium term, I actually do think that we could see Kiwi again going back up and testing the 0.6270 level. Right, it could go back up and test that level because now this support level of 0.6050 is going to be quite a strong support. And Kiwi actually seems to have developed that move a lot better. It's broken. It seems to be trying to break above this level of 0.6150. So based on the current price action, I do anticipate that it might sit there for a while. It might sit here for a while before possibly going back up again. So I would be a bit more, adventurous. I'll be a bit more keen to look at the New Zealand dollar here because, it seems to be, if it does break above this level, we could see a move upwards. We could see quite a good move upwards towards the 0.6270 level. Okay. Any questions at this point? I see the chat pinging away. Just jump into that. Daniel with the summary. Oh wait, I got credit card payment. No wait. Someone will answer you, Frankie, about your joining of the Traders Club. All right. So no questions now. So we're looking at, after this now, I'll jump into the news again. Yep, Daniel. Yeah,
Derek has a question.
can you read out?
Say Wednesday, New Zealand, there's an OCR preparation. How do you prepare?
Okay.
Yeah.
So, yeah, good question there. So, Derek, you jumped the gun, right? You jumped the gun. I'll tell you, the news coming up. The news coming up is today, there's a bit of a business confidence came out from New Zealand. Previous was minus 66. Actual came out at minus 45. So, we see slight, it's still very bad news. It's still very bad news. We see a slight improvement in business confidence in New Zealand. On Tuesday, we have some US inflation numbers, CPI numbers, inflation numbers coming out at night. Again, expected to be bad numbers. So minus 0.4, expected to be minus 0.7. I do think that we could even see it at minus 1, minus 1.1, minus 1.2 levels. So we do see probably a little bit worse CPI numbers coming out, which could, again, drive the US, Aussie US and or the New Zealand US higher. Okay. On Wednesday at 10 a.m., we have the New Zealand cash rate. New Zealand cash rate coming out, expected to hold. Cash rate is interest rates. So for those of you, cash rates is the interest rates. The current interest rate is at 0.25%, expected to hold at 0.25%. At this point, I don't think that they will change. They probably hold it at 0.25% still. Okay. I would say pay attention to the rate statements and the monetary policy statements. However, based on the news coming out, I still don't think they're going to be too adventurous in terms of publishing any any buybacks, any bond purchases program, or trying to stimulate anything. They are actually doing quite well. So I do think that this might not be such a big event, right? But a lot of my students there know that whenever Jin says that, oh wait, this might not be a big event, after we say that, as we start talking, the New Zealand probably starts jumping, or they probably catch us by surprise. So, pay attention to what happens in the rate statements. There was news later in April that they could get into negative, but they haven't seemed to be doing that badly. So I do not think that they will rush into being negative. So I would be a bit more. I'll watch the news, but I don't think that it's going to come out and surprise anyone. Therefore, I think that we could see a steadily trend upwards for the New Zealand dollar. The pound at 2 p.m. that's not going to affect New Zealand or Kiwi or you or Aussie. Power speaking, that's probably not going to do much at 9 p.m. because it's doing a webinar about the Peterson Institute for International Economics. So probably not going to do a policy review or release there. On Thursday morning, we're going to see employment numbers coming from Australia. So unemployment rate expected to go from 5.2 to 8.3%. So that's probably going to be bad news coming from Australia. Employment change, we're going to see the impact of the virus coming. So last month's number, we didn't see the impact of how the virus was impacting the Australian economy. This month's number, we might see that impact. However, you notice that it's not that magnitude of impact or forecast is not as bad as what the US is expecting. So although we might see bad numbers here, remember they might be, or they're probably likely to be slightly priced in already, right? They're probably going to be a bit priced in because everyone knows we're going to see bad numbers coming because of the virus. So they are probably going to be a bit priced in. So again, my main focus right now to tell you guys, or the main message is we will see that volatility, that movements up and down, but they're not probably going to be that 100 pip move. They're going to be that 60, 80 pip move. So have that. Adjust your expectations for your trades. Budget release for New Zealand, I don't think that's going to move it that much. Governors Bailey speaking, probably not participate in the webinar, probably not going to be that much. I hope he participates in our webinar soon, right? Canadian Paul's financial systems review, probably not going to do that much as well. And on Friday, we have the Euro GDP for Germany, that's probably going to do something. And retail sales on Friday, where for the US, we're going to see bad retail sales number coming through. That's probably going to impact the US dollar quite a bit, because the retail sales number in the usual months will impact the US dollar. So we're going to see quite a big impact there. All right. So this week ahead, we're probably not going to see a lot of big, hard-hitting impact news. So we could still see, but however, we could still see price moving quite steadily in the trending direction, or unless there's a big surprise, we could see it reverse. But don't expect that big 100 pip moves within a day. I think we're back towards the 60, 80 pip moves in a day. All right. So I just wanted to do a quick plug. Tonight, where is my message? Where is it? I can't find it now. Hang on. So make sure you join us. Right, I see a few of you on Telegram and a few of you who have joined from a friend's link. Make sure you join us on LCMS Traders Club. It is a private group. Go to Facebook, search LCMS Traders Club and join. It is $49 a month or $199 a year. I would say join for a year at $199. Makes complete sense, right? What we have here is we're actually sharing, info sessions about Forex Briefcase tonight. So this is the plug I wanted to do tonight at 9 p.m. We'll be doing another call. So where we'll be talking about last week's news, more in detail about last week's news and movements. We'll be talking about the signals. So Daniel will be analyzing the signals, a few signals together with you. I will have something to share. I'm not going to tell you what now, so make sure you join at 9 p.m. This is going to be a private call only for LCMS Traders Club members. Okay, we have a currency call there, we have a correlation table, we have an update every day where, at 9 o'clock we do an update on the currency call, which I do at 11. So just to let you know whether ideas are still valid or not. Andy with his questions and the answers are there. We have our votings, we have news coming up, news events. Where's the signals? You can share trade ideas or get your charts checked whether your support resistance lines are good. So Ty is always on our call and also participating here. And this is the one I want to share with you. A lot of you come from Telegram channels. In the Traders Club, we share our trade signals first. So it comes out first in the Traders Club before it goes into the Telegram channel. And you might be happy in the Telegram channel copying our trade signals, making money. But in the Traders Club here, we also give you the analysis behind why we're firing out the signals, right? The logic, the system behind why we're firing out the signals, so that you not only make money, you also learn how to trade better, right? So the logic behind why you enter a trade, and also whether to get out at take profit levels 1, take profit levels 2 or 3. So it's how you, hey, close and secure your profits, or do you hold and get out at take profits 2 or 3? So different levels telling you when to get out. So we can say take TP3, get out. These are all fired out first in the Traders Club before it goes into the Telegram channel. So a lot of information in the LCMS Traders Club. Make sure you join. If you're serious about your trading, if you're serious about making a consistent income and profit, this is the thing that you have to join. All right. So at this point, any other questions? Andy, are there any online LCMS course? Yes, Andy, there is an online LCMS traders course. It will be coming up. I am in the process of recording every day. We're recording bit by bit by bit, so that will be launched soon. Sentiment for the US dollar is negative, yes, slightly. All right, so sentiment for US dollar is negative slightly. I can't seem to change the name here because I'm using IC Market Broker. Okay, I don't know what that question was. All right, so any other questions? Everyone's happy? I see everyone being very stone-faced, very serious. Ready to make some money this week? Everyone who's ready to make some money, say yes. No one said yes. Oh, man. Oh, come on, Andy. You have to be ready to make some money. All right, and those of you who are not already on Forex Briefcase, you need to find out more. Go to forexbriefcase.com and find out more about Forex Briefcase as well. Okay, so John, you want to take it back?
So, yep, thanks, Jin, for the session. Okay, I think now we have a clearer view on the Australian and Kiwi dollar, what's going to happen. Jin has also gave an overall insight on what he thinks are going to be happening on other pairs. Okay, and also a brief summary of how the NFT played out. But do join us tonight at 9 o'clock, where he will go into further detail, okay, on the overall outlook for the week. Okay, join us as well. We have Daniel who will go through the signals, some highlights of the signals last week, and also myself will be sharing market summary of last week as well. Okay, so yep, thank you for those who are already filling in the poll. Okay, I've just launched that.
So I'll just jump back in again. Vishal asks, can we place Aussie US trade now? Vishal, what trade do you want to place now? Buy or sell? I'm just being cheeky here. Would you like to buy or sell Aussie US? Buy. Let me see. Okay, so this, as we have said and said many times, this is not a trade recommendation. Please do your own trade analysis. Whatever I share here, I'm not going to be responsible for whether you make money or lose money. However, or any loss opportunities. However, I would not be buying at this point. I would probably, okay, if you want to take a bit of a risk, 110 pips stop loss for a possible 160 pips take profit, possible. There might be a bit of a risk there because I do think that it might come down a little bit before going back up, before possibly going back up. I would say let it break above, let me see. I would say let it break above 0.6570 before looking to buy. All right, so that's a special for Vishal. I would say break above 0.6570 before looking to buy. So don't place a trade now. But if you want to, go for it. All right. Really appreciate it.
Right, so, yep, I think.
Any other questions? No. Everyone's happy. Robbie is still driving. Please drive safe, Robbie. Many
Jin,
things.
we got a AJ, Aussie yen.
Andrew Johnson. I don't have an AJ chart open, so let me see. Do I have an AJ chart open? No, I don't. Okay, this will be the last special I do. AJ chart. Alrighty. So Aussie yen. So typically, I will tell you that I will do Aussie yen only when I speak about the yen pairs. But because I want to try and be nice today, start of the week. Okay, Aussie yen at this point, you know, it is sitting at a good resistance level. Resistance probably turned support level. Support probably turned resistance level as well. So based on the way the price action seems to be doing, I would say wait for it to break lower before selling. I think that there might be a better risk reward if it broke lower. Yeah, I would prefer to trade it downwards than to trade it up, because the upside, you know, there seems to be another level there, right? So that seems to be quite a small range, 160 there. So you could be trading it up, but it does need to break above this level first. I would actually be more interested to see if it does break downwards towards that level. So, you know, I would be a bit more careful with the Aussie yen. I have no real bias towards where it could be heading. You know, moving up is possible, but it needs to break higher. I think that upwards could happen or is likely to happen, but that risk reward, you know, you're looking at about 80, 70, 80 pips to about 100 pips. So something to watch. Does that answer your question, Casey? Good stuff. Andy, what's the surprise tonight? I have no idea. To be truthful, I have no idea what the surprise is. It will happen tonight, and I will think of the surprise tonight for over the length of the day as well. It will be good, so you better turn up. Alrighty, so thank you all. Robbie has stopped driving already, probably caught in traffic. And we will catch up with you all tonight at 9 o'clock. Take care now. Trade safe.
See you guys tonight.
Thank you all. Thanks, Ty. Thanks, Alfred. Thanks, Andy. Thanks, Alvin. Thanks, Osun. Thanks, Rosalie. Thanks, Amy. Thanks, Rishi. Thanks, Zikong. Thanks, Jin. Thanks, Vishal. You're all awesome. Okay, everyone seems to be slowly dropping off, but have been following me for 4 years. Vishal, where have you been? On Telegram for 4 years? We haven't been on Telegram for 4 years. Or has it been so good it feels like it's been 4 years? Thanks, Vishal. Thanks for being a loyal follower. Let's get you onto Traders Club. You get a lot more benefit there as well. If you like Telegram, you love Traders Club. Alrighty. Thank you all. I'll catch you all tomorrow at 11 and tonight at 9. See ya. Bye.